tell me this right now?
Well. Noel.
What?
What are you doing?
Trying to wake up. What are you doing?
Making a documentary.
For what?
On the Blue Bus Blues.
But why?
Document the story of Noel and his bus. I wish it was Noel, Nick, and Alex in their bus, but they's gone.
They flew the coop, so I stole Alex's bed.
His bus. Got your easy chair. Died of cancer?
I died. Watch the meticulous bed making technique. Notice here, I've got some leftovers.
Little pizza.
Kind of dry.
Hour to you before 9.
I don't know, what do you want to do?
Go to Winchell's.
Yes. My breath smells terrible. Let's see, what shirt shall I wear today?
And then the RB, right?
Oh, we can go to try hit, what's his face?
Who's that?
Little C.
Yeah, let's hit those guys too.
Man, all I got is blue shirts. Lucky they didn't get you to take my clothes off. Oh, hey.
Hi, Noel.
See the bus?
No, not yet.
See it?
Hey.
Take it on tour, Eric. So we put up, you remember that box I passed around
Mm-hmm.
for stuff for Santa? Well, here's the dimes, here's the quarters, here's the penny, and there's the nickels.
So what are you gonna do with the money?
Oh, I already turned it in. I just didn't want to give the guy at the bank all that stuff.
Huh?
So I gave him cash and I kept all the stuff so I can do my laundry now. This is our fridge. It works really well. But I gotta sit down and drink my milk, otherwise it hits the top.
Hits the top.
This is no one else lives here than I can drink out of it. This is our letter that we got. I got it 2 weeks after we got our bus out of impound. It says, The above described vehicle was impounded on 2/28/90 by Provo PD for abandoned. We're living in it because it was abandoned. Information available indicates that you have an interest in this vehicle. Oh, that's good. To obtain release of the vehicle, you must blah, blah, blah. Failure to claim the vehicle within 30 days from the original date of the impoundment will result in the sale of this vehicle at public auction in accordance with Section 41-117 Utah Motor Vehicle Code annotated 1953. Maybe that's the way we can get rid of it when we want to get rid of it. Please disregard this letter of notification if you have already secured a release or have sold the vehicle. They stole my
Stole your what?
pizza. Where'd you go?
He would have walked.
Did you drive straight? Or did you turn left? That's gonna look awful silly me trying to go find a crust. That's stupid.
Maybe he didn't take it.
Ah, there he is. You can run away.
Ran into that guy before?
Yeah. He's the culprit. The pizza over there. I think he takes all these garbage cans. Uh-huh.
What's he looking for?
I don't know. It's up to you, man.
Something to give to his family?
Probably. See, look, he left us nothing.
Smells like anyway, it smells good.
Well,
A couple pieces, but nothing in the paper. Of course. Crazy bread. You guys ever have cold crazy bread? I used to get stuff just like this, you know. Then I figured since the crows started coming here that they might go. So I get stuff in paper now. I've gone up a step. Now that everybody's gonna be when we watch this documentary, I'm gonna have to put a time for people to come up here. 4 o'clock, Mr. Benyon. 6:30, Eric.
it's perfectly fine, this thing.
Yeah. See, it's even in this little liner. It's got a little cheese on it still. It's still soft. Except for the edges. And I guess beggars can't be choosers. The beggars can't be choosers, can they?
So now where to? We gotta beat that guy, that old man, to Winchell's.
I don't think he knows about that one. Are you serious? I think he did. That was the first, like when I decided to try this, it was this. We were living over behind Bremberg Park. It was this place, and then Winchell's, because back in Maryland, that's where I really had hankering for a donut. And I drove by this place in Virginia Beach. It was a donut making shop, a big one. So I drove by and checked their garbage cans. Some black guy comes up and says, "Hey, can I help you?" I said, "Well, I'm just going to the bathroom here." And so I had to show him that I was actually going to the bathroom. I told him, all right. I hope he's not a pervert or anything. But then that started my donut kick. But I haven't done it for a couple weeks. So. Take a look.
Empty. Wait, there's one right there.
I guess now it's lighter earlier. The garbage men get out earlier. That really makes me mad. I could get a pair of shoes, I guess. Oh well. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Hi. There's nothing in there, so don't think you maybe the old man can clean it out. Sometimes they'll wait till about 8, then they throw some fresh ones in there that are hot. They're still warm. I don't know if they're just the rejects from the baking frying vat. I gotta learn to sit up straight, don't I? And or if it's just one from the store, but usually those are the freshest. The glaze, the chocolate glaze hasn't even cracked yet. It's still smooth. Dark over there. The trick is trying to keep this hidden from people so they don't think I go look for the trash can. I just told them I had leftovers from the day before. Offer a little pizza and they say, sure. First day I went to Wentz's, I was so excited they had a whole trash can bag full of donuts. I grabbed the whole thing. I thought I'd be able to eat it real quick. Then it spoiled. So then I started getting about a dozen. I'll take them to school and give them to people. Like, thanks for the donut.
You said you did. I did?
Try to beat the basketball right.
Basketball?
Yeah.
They gave me thin socks today. Look at that. Usually really bright, nice and thick ones.
Unless you can pack off. Is Todd's family home money?
Tell us what you think about that bus. That one, that big blue one. Where'd it come from? The bus? Whose is it? Or Noel's? You think? What do you think about someone living in there? Think you like it?
Sophie lives in sleep.
Who sleeps in there?
Sophie.
Ah. It's kind of a crazy bus.
Yeah.
Color.
It's never.
You want to come on? See yourself? No?
Is it an old man that lives in there? What's his name? You guys ever, you ever been inside?
It's like a house. Are you visiting your grandma here?
What?
Does your grandma live here?
Who lives here? Your mom. Oh, your mom does.
We
You
live
get-
next door.
Oh, you guys are next door neighbors. You get babysat, huh?
We have babies. Oh my God.
So does your mom live in there, in that bus?
It's like pulling teeth.
Bam. Why shoot someone?
Oh, that could hurt them.
So you think that bus might be haunted? Think some kind of haunted creature lives in there or something? Got any folklore to tell me?
I got it. I got it too.
The mother's upset that we're shooting her kids.
Got it. She's probably...
Hey! Here!
She probably thinks we're gonna... She doesn't want us to, you know... Probably.
I couldn't go in this little hand. I could, but want to know where my foot was? See that little round? Now it was. Can't even know. My mom told me to go play. Ow! Rudy! Ah! I'm diving! Can't climb over. Can't kick her over. Yeah, Dad! Silos? Silos. Oh, silos. I do a house open now. Am I doing it? It's secret. Ouch. Ouch.
What'd you get?
A sticker. Oh, what? That's pretty.
good?
Hi, Jeffrey.
Need some help? And drop.
You.
Oh. You can hear me.
The blue bus is calling us.
You guys say that? The blue bus is calling us?
Oh.
You guys know any fun songs?
No, just songs.
The blue bus is calling us.
Uh-uh.
You don't know how to say that?
Just the blue bus.
What's the problem there, Tyke?
Got it stuck.
My brother's not going to believe this. Like being onto a branch.
Hilarious. Did you see him when he figured out how to do his laces?
Did you guys live here? Where do you guys live? South?
Go climb on that bus. I give you permission.
He gives you permission.
Look at this one.
Thanks so much. Look what she gave you. He loves it. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. That was nice. I like it. I can go home and put it on my chalkboard.
I'm gonna put it in my hair.
Go climb on that bus.
Wanna go stand in front of the bus and
Get a picture of you?
get a picture with your flowers?
Yeah.
Come on, it's okay.
It's okay. You'll be alright. No one will see it but me and you. Go stand by that bus. That would be crazy.
Got it? Did you get that?
Yeah.
No.
That was just dog shot.
I know, especially if it yells.
Watch this one. Get up front there, dog. Still got it. I still got it. Yeah.
I can't climb.
That's good right there. That's good.
Can't climb, it's too heavy. The bus too heavy.
Don't go any farther than that.
Huh?
That's good right there.
Can't. I can't.
Should I help her?
I can't.
No, that's fine.
I can't.
That's okay.
That's right there. It's fine.
Now wave.
Now wave.
Wave to the camera. Come wave to Eric here. Listen, we got a text. Good. Everybody wave. 1, 2, 3.
I can't.
Right
Can't look there.
there.
There. There.
Hey, could you get inside that hole?
Yes. Hang on.
Yes.
I'm getting back up here.
You're a pretty good climber.
Remember when I climbed up under
That tree.
head?
You don't have to go too high, sweetie. You might fall.
I want to get up right here.
Oh, you get down.
I got up this high. Yeah. Getting up. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Go, go. Yeah. No way. Oh, fun. Oh. Oh, get away.
You guys driving that bus? Drive it for me.
Just pretend you got a wheel.
Here we go. Whoa. No.
Got some in your hair?
They're there. They're there. Look. I'll help him up here. Thank you, Dowdy. Oh, boy.
Hi, Eric. My daughter met you. I'm gonna meet Julia. It wasn't you. Eric said, I know that cute friend of yours that you keep telling me about. And here I said, wasn't that Eric? It wasn't even her.
I've met her before.
Well, I know. I reminded her that she narked on you before.
What'd she say?
Well, I didn't say anything. I didn't know you were gonna tell everybody. I didn't know you were gonna faint. And I said, I did. They said they just worked out that way. It wasn't my fault.
Questions?
So what do you think of Noel living in a bus instead of an apartment?
Well, I think it's good. Maybe it seems like it takes a lot of courage to be different. But then again, maybe it doesn't take courage. Maybe he's just different, and he doesn't try. It's just that way. I like the idea. I like guys that are different.
Did you do it yourself?
Probably not. No, because it's not that comfortable in there. You know, it's tight. You can't take a shower. You don't have the convenience of going to the toilet there. You know, and I don't know.
Now he was parked in your driveway for a long time. Is there anything you learned from that experience?
Just to feel free and easy about life. Don't take life too seriously.
Is that Noel's personality?
it seems like it is. Also, his past roommates were that way too. But Noel, yeah, he's pretty much that way. Pretty easy.
How come they had to park in our driveway?
Well, they park on the street, and every couple weeks or so, the police would come around and make them leave. And so, our driveway was about the fourth spot that they had, and they were able to stay there for 2 weeks. It's my roommate and I are the managers, so we pretty much say what goes there. Finally, the guys that owned the places came and made them leave, so we had to get them out of there. It was kind of a bummer because I liked them around. I like those guys around. It's good to see them.
Kind of added character to our house.
Yeah, and also it was a big landmark. When you wanted to tell chicks to come over, just say look for the big blue bus. I remember once they parked on the on University Avenue, and the big homecoming parade was going on, and this is the story they told us. They woke up one morning to police pounding on the door telling them to move, and they got up, and the parade was starting, and they just had to get out of there. And I think that's when they came to our place.
Any other interesting stories about the Blue Bus Boys you heard or experienced while they were parked in the driveway?
You bus boys. Well, Noel, the main guy, he's a really good harmonica player. And the last couple months I've been trying to take up harmonica playing, and he's taught me a lot of good riffs. He's a great harmonica player. You got to get him to play for you, because you'll really like it. And in fact, he's so good, I think he ought to go professional, or at least be in a band or something, to share his talent with the rest of us fellas.
How do you feel about people live in the enclave in Branbury and pay such high rates and stuff like that compared to people that live in buses and live in rundown slumlord apartments and that kind of stuff? Do you think they're better people for it, or?
No, I think the majority of the people that live in places like that, well, I shouldn't say the majority, but some of them do it for the image. They try to be pretentious, and they want to drive the big BMWs and Porsche Lens and look all fancy and whatnot. And I just say to myself, shit, man, why don't you guys get a grip on life and realize what's most important, Material
what
things aren't important in life.
So, what was your first impression when you learned that Noel lived in a 67-passenger school bus?
I said, hey, man, that's the kind of fella I like to get to know. Straight up. Because, I don't know.
Hi, you gonna come watch? Ralph, are you gonna come watch?
No, you have a big audience. Go get everyone.
What's going on here?
Just as long as you watch.
Oh.
Say if you look at them people. We put it all, we edit it all together. They'll go,
Who's she looking at?
who's she looking at? And then you'd have to cut to them standing there.
Cut to the crowd.
Okay, smart. Come in. You want to watch too? But you can't.
Oh, well, look who's here.
There he is himself.
Where were you today?
Where were you?
I waited till 15 minutes till the rain came.
I
And 15 minutes in the rain.
Maybe we thought.
I waited 20 minutes. Right where the motorcycle parking lot is.
Right. Okay. There's that. Those dumpsters right there, and there's like a. First, tell us the story. How you met Noel.
How I met Noel. He was in my home evening group last year. We went out the first semester. No, we didn't go out the first semester. We were just in the same home evening group. Then our home evening groups got switched, and we started going out the second semester. I guess he missed me.
So what types of things do you do? What kind of dates?
Kind of dates. We just sit around. We read books. We've been reading books lately. I'm reading a story. Fix dinner. Just, I don't know.
But you
Blow
don't like-
bubbles, little kid bubbles, just stuff like that.
And you don't like go out and most people are boring and they just go see movies instead.
Once in a while.
So no exciting dates or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, he made me a candlelight dinner. And he dressed up like, he was 3 different people. He was a chauffeur, dressed up as a chauffeur and had his accent and everything. And then when we got there in the bus, he was an Italian cook. And then he came out, he went and dressed and came out
So-
as himself.
Was this, for when he asked you to marry him?
No. Is he standing right there?
No. She married
No.
him.
No.
How did he ask you to marry him?
He asked me in a program. We were at a World of Dance or something like that. He just wrote it in the program. And then at Christmas he gave me the ring. He and his parents flew from Maryland, dressed up like Santa Claus, came in and he was wrapped in a box. They wrapped him in a big box. And they brought him in and I opened the box and he popped out as a Santa Claus and gave me the ring.
So you knew Noel back when he lived in a normal house.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever think he had potential to live in a bus?
No.
I mean, what do you think of him living in a bus?
I don't like it, but
Why don't you like it?
I don't know, it's just different. I don't know, I just don't think it's very safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't live in there. I would be scared someone would break in or, I don't know, I'm just really paranoid. I'm afraid the thing will blow up because of the propane or something.
what about, when are you getting married? June?
July.
July?
Where are you guys planning on living?
We don't know yet.
Maybe the bathroom.
No.
You wouldn't live in the bus?
If it had a place to stay, I would. If it had a place where we could park it instead of having to move around all the time, maybe.
I'm sure if it was cleaned up, it would probably be a pretty good place to live.
Yeah.
Big enough.
So, you started dating Noel
What's
back
that?
up again this year?
Yeah. This
After you-
fall semester.
He was living in the bus then.
Yeah.
Is there any, did he tell you any unusual stories or anything out of the ordinary that happened to him in the bus or
It's happened to him in the
any
bus.
predicaments or?
No, he just tells me when they always have to move. Always kind of
What
get in
quality?
trouble.
What quality do you love most about him?
Oh,
What was the thing that really attracted you to him?
he's really sensitive. I like that.
It wasn't the fact that he lived in the bus.
No,
Okay, what about children? After you get married, how soon?
I don't know yet. I haven't really talked about it that much. Not right away.
I have plans in your head.
How long do you have till you graduate?
I have a couple of years, but I don't think I'm going to finish. I'll just go to work or something.
What are you majoring in?
Chemistry.
So where are you from then?
Arizona.
Oh,
That's right. How was that trip
Which one?
in the station wagon?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. The girls were scared, other girls, but.
that yellow station wagon?
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, tell me the story.
Story? About going going home?
I was pretty scared. I mean, they were parked in my driveway, and Noel was out there fixing his car, and I was like, you're not taking that all over Arizona. But girls, too.
Yeah. No, we were going, and they kept, the windshield wipers don't work, so I was kind of scared about that. I know we fixed them the night before, didn't we? We were going back, and he drove the whole way. Didn't really stop. The girls were really scared and everything, but it made it.
And you met your parents then?
Yeah.
What do they think? They're happy about?
Yeah, they're happy. At first, they thought it was a little different. I think lots of people do when they meet him at first. Well, they thought it was different, but they like him now.
Is that what you thought?
When I first met him? No.
What do you think of this harmonica line?
I love it.
It's good. So your parents give you full consent and everything?
Yeah. My dad just said, it's your decision, we trust you, and so let you do what you want. And my mom really likes him, you know, he's already part of the family, and she has fun with him.
Was he nervous to meet them? When he got there?
I don't know, probably a little bit.
That story about being wrapped up in a box, that's pretty story. I have a lot of stories about Noel. Also, they're pretty funny. We were in the Marriott Center once, and he just came running down for a fireside, an 18-state fireside. It was right before it started. And the hallways were packed in there. And he just started yelling my name and runs down there and just slides in between all the people and starts breakdancing right there. I mean, that's pretty unique character. That's the type of people, that do live in buses and like that. And it's the type of individuals you don't really find nowadays that are, that
Yeah.
outgoing and that fun. I mean, you know him really well. Do you have any stories like that?
Has he mellowed out since he's been with you, or?
A little bit, but he's still pretty crazy. Yeah. Lots of people don't like that, though.
I love it.
Yeah, some people
I'm
do.
like
It
that
takes them
in
a while.
a lot of ways. But some people just look down on it, and that's what makes it really angry. Right? You can't be yourself. And you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Does he ever worry about what people think?
Huh. I like that, too.
It's hard when there's someone who doesn't care what people think. Hey, has he ever offered you some of the donuts he gets?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What do you think about those?
I think it's funny. I don't know, I personally wouldn't do that, but I guess nothing's wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with them.
About the pizza?
I've eaten that lots. Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with that either.
Do
I
your
think
roommates?
it's funny. Huh?
Do your roommates?
They've eaten it.
I have too. He used to come to my house and get us food all the time. Think you'll do that when you're married?
I don't know if you will, probably. Probably.
Honey, I'm home. I brought home the bacon. Oh, Little Caesar pizza again.
What flavor today?
It's kind of like a surprise, It's grab bags.
What do you get?
If you did live in the bus, I think it's a pretty good idea to exchange his towels and socks in every day. Just get a new pair of socks, and a towel. Would you do something like that? Go to the RV every day?
I don't know if I would or not. He has a shower in the bus. We could just get that fixed. They have one, but they don't use it.
Yeah, mine was like hookups for
Yeah,
drains and stuff.
that's true. If I had to, I would. If we didn't have anything else, yeah.
So, yeah, like
We're
that.
gonna at least keep it and park it in the backyard, so when we have kids, they can go out camping in there. And I want to go out camping in it too.
Oh, that's true.
That would be really fun.
That'd be fun. Kick it up in the Rockies. So you can't think of any stories you being together, any eccentricities
one time we had a Halloween party. We had to dress up. He came up with the neatest idea. He had this, we had 3 legs. Have you ever seen that thing that he does? He has this trench coat and he cuts a hole down in the pocket and you stick your arm in there and have a stick with pants stuffed with stuff in it, and then you have shoes on it. And you hold it in there and walk around with 3 legs. And so we went to the dance like that. We put Jello in our hair and made it stand straight up, so our hair is just stiff and straight up. And we had 3 legs. We were walking around. It was sunglasses. It was pretty neat. We got an award or something for the one that stops someone walking on the street. He's really, really creative.
What's your major in?
Microbiology.
I think that allows you to be creative.
I don't know.
So what? I mean, after you get married, where do you go from there?
Where do we go?
Where are you
What am I
are you
gonna
gonna go
do?
to work, or go back to school, or
I'm gonna go to work.
just live in Provo, or go
Yeah,
to
live in
Arizona?
Provo. And he'll finish school.
Are you going back to Maryland to visit his folks or anything?
I don't know, probably.
Have you met them yet? Oh, they
Uh-huh.
flew out here for.
Yeah. I met him once before that, too.
Any other questions?
You know, I think I figured it.
Pretty much covered them all. It took 18 minutes. No other stories. That's what we like stories.
You like stories? Not that I can think of right now. Oh, it was, okay, I'll finish, you know more about that date, that candle passing one. That was so neat. When he was the Italian cook, he called himself Louis. Oh, I am Louis, and did all this stuff. He came and served me my spaghetti, and he had stuff all over the bottom of the plate. I didn't think about it. I just sat there and just started wiping off. He goes, oh, Louis is so sorry, and picked it up, and it spilled all over the floor. So he's like sitting there spooning it up, and he goes back in the kitchen. I'm not supposed to. Oh no, what's my mama gonna think? Oh no, like, I'm gonna get fired. Oh, Master Pusey's gonna kill me, and what's mama gonna think? All this stuff. Said his kids were gonna starve. It was so cute. And then he went back. I guess he climbed in his bed and started changing. He's all, Master Pusey, Heather's here. You need to come right now. Then he's like, oh, thank you. Thanks for telling me. Why didn't you wake me up earlier? And all this stuff. Then he comes out for himself. But I don't know. It was really cute.
It wasn't the best.
Oh, yeah. Always just stuff like that. He had this Renaissance music playing for the romantic Italian music. It wasn't romantic, but it was neat.
First question is, tell us about how you came about living in, or buying the bus and living in it. Well, it started last year when Nick, my roommate, or one of my roommates, we grew up together. He asked me if I was going to live with him. I said, yeah. And I prayed about it and everything. I was going to live with this one guy. It was kind of overbearing. But I decided this would be a good thing to do. So I felt really good. And he says, don't worry about it. We'll find a place for you to live. No problem. And then it came to the end of the semester. He said, oh, don't worry about it. I have this guy looking for a place for us to live. And so I said, okay. And so I just put all trust, and I said, no problem. And like the last month of the summer, he says to me, oh, hey, Noel, we got a house. We got a house, a place to live. So I was like, hey, that's cool. So we were driving on the way out here. They went down to California to see the guy who we rented the house from and to get, everything arranged, put a deposit and everything. So they talked to this guy named Bobby Chambers. Bobby Chambers. Now, he's a key player in this thing. If it wasn't for a Bobby, we wouldn't have this bus. He says, he told the boys, he said, I don't have a key, but here's the address. Go into the back window, open it up, and go in it. Okay, you can start living in there now. So they gave him a deposit, and on the way out, we picked up Mark. He was a hitchhiker, about 40 years old, ex-con, been through about everything. Alex got him to stop smoking, stop drinking, got him reading the Book of Mormon and everything. We picked up a dog, too, in Arizona. Anyway, we we moved into this house, and while the boys were moving in, this guy knocks on the door and says, "What are you guys doing? You're moving to my house." And they're like, "Huh? This is our house." And he says, "No, I just bought this house last week or a month or so ago. It says we're moving in this Friday." And so there's like, "What?" And so they kind of exchange information. Like, "Well, let me see what's going on here. I'll talk to the realtor, and then you can stay here, until we get everything cool." He was a Schwann's ice cream man. His name was I forgot. Some guy from Boston, New York, and anyway, so we stayed in this place for about a week. The realtor would come by and say, "You guys have to move out by this Friday." And then Bobby Chambers would say, "I just called the lady who I bought the house from." See, because he bought it from her, and he bought it from the realtor. And so there was a little confusion. Like Bobby was just, we thought he was trying to scalp some money off us, so we canceled all the checks. Anyway, it went back and forth. We were going to live in the house, then we weren't going to live in the house. We were going to live there, we weren't going to live there. Like back and forth, back and forth. And finally, the realtor settled with the guy who first bought the house, and so we were kind of stuck. And so they said, "You're gonna move out this Friday," and it's like Wednesday. And so we checked like houses and things, but there weren't any. We were a little too stubborn to split up. Had a dog, and plus Mark was kind of picky. We didn't know what we were gonna do. So Alex and I were just screwing around one day. We're like, "Man, we should just live in a bus. We should just buy an old bus and take out all the seats." And we're like, "Yeah, we could do it." And like, "But we'll have to figure out a place to put a bathroom." We said, "We can do it. We'll just drill a hole in the bottom and put a bucket there and put a tank underneath." And we're like totally just, goofing around because we're like, "Yeah, that would work," because we're on our last resort. And so we decided one day, it was like the week we were getting kicked out of the house. Alex says, "I got the bus." He says, "We got this bus." And it was like he saw this old hippie bus like around town or something like that. We're gonna check it out, And I was like, "No way, we can't do this. There's nowhere to put our stuff. We can't. There won't be a place to go to the bathroom. How will we cook? All this stuff. We won't be able to do it." And so I paid back again. It was this bus right there. And now Alex one day just drives his bus up to the house. And there it is, boom, big light, And so we get out, and I went out. We were going to take a drive, and we sat in it. It was really dirty, dirt, and so I walked through and saw it. It was awesome. It didn't have a bathtub yet. It had the toilet, and it had the toilet. It had beds, and it had sink and fridge and stove and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, this looks like the place. And so I was really concerned about storage, where we're going to stick our stuff, but that hasn't hardly been a problem. Really. That's what station wagon's for. And then, so we were kind of worried first about, well, what if I came home from class and found our house was gone? But we just kind of decided we were going to have a meeting, like, if we were going to change where the bus was, so we didn't come home and find it out there. So that's how we kind of came about it.
What's the main question people ask you about the bus?
Don't you get cold? Everyone always asks, isn't that thing cold, especially during the winter? But no, we got a busted heater. It's a big propane thing. It makes it too hot as far as I'm concerned. We made a little thermostat out of one of those electric blanket dinger-ba-dingers, so we can turn it up and down and stuff like that. But that's probably the biggest thing. You get cold. Some people wonder, well, what if you come home from school and your bus is gone? Shit, either that or we just wait. about what does BYU think? You being a student at BYU, what do they think about you living in a bus? Well, I don't know if they officially know we live in a bus. What they did was they took us on, when you get your ID sticker renewed for the year. They said, okay, where's your address? And I gave them my post office box number. And they said, okay, do you live? I said, that's a P.O. box. So they're like, oh, okay. Where do you live? I said, well, we live in our own house. We live in a mobile home. See, because this is mobile and it's our home. So it's a mobile home. And so that she said, okay. I said, we own it. And she said, oh, really? Is it BYU approved? I said, well, we understood that if we owned our home, we did not have to have it BYU approved. And they said, oh, well, huh. I said, well, I understand that if you live at your house with your mom and dad, then that would work. But, gee, we've never had anything like this before, she said. And so she, fill out this, please, just to make sure. I'm sure it'll be okay. And so she said, what's the address? And I said, I'm not sure exactly. And that's when we're staying in Eric's driveway. And so I wasn't really sure. It's just like we're just staying down there. So as far as they know, we own it. And if they found out, like, they'd probably have a fit. But everybody talks about it in my classes now. It's like, and everyone would be all concerned. Oh, hey, you guys moved, stuff like that. Everybody's pretty cool about it. Most people. The funny thing is where we park, we got lots of, I don't know why, there's like some paranoid people or something. They think that we're a bunch of hippies and smoking dope and drugs and stuff. One day when we were out parked behind Branbury Park in the woods, we had some police come out and visit. They're really cool about it, and said somebody complained and they just go make friends with people. So we got to be some friends with some of the girls up there. And, Nick and Alex did, my roommates, my busmates. And one day Alex was at home. Whenever Alex was home, the police would come by.
Where are Nick and Alex right now?
They're at home. They're in Maryland. They're getting ready for their mission. And, they were, all of a sudden, these two cop cars pull up. These guys get out with bulletproof vests and everything. I think they had shotguns and stuff. And they're like, Alex like, whoa, and they just really gave the whole, 9 yards. Give them, you're lying to us, yeah, all this stuff, you guys are lying, you're not from Maryland, Giving all sorts of, you never talked to police before, they didn't say you could live here, and they're like, dude, I wouldn't lie, Alex is really kind of upset about that. And so that was our introduction to the hassle of the world. But most people think, why would anybody complain? That's the coolest thing I ever saw, or something like that. And so the general BYU public who knows about it thinks it's really good, or it's kind of fun or exciting or neat or something like that. But I don't know what the administration would think. I think it would probably take too long to get around to processing this anyway. Well,
What does your family think about you living on a bus?
I was a little leery about telling my mom and dad about it, but I just called them up and I said, well, I got some news, but because they knew a little bit about this problem we're having with the house, so they were trying to help us. They were just, oh well, and I didn't really talk to them or anything. My brother told them all about it. And then I called them up one time and talked to them to give them my address, my post office box, and I said, by the way, I got some news, but we kind of live in an interesting place. And I said to Mom, I said, sit down or something like that. She said, we invested our rent in a motorhome. So, tried the software. She's like, oh. And I said, well, yeah, and I just kind of smoothed over. She's like, oh, well, that sounds all right. Says, but just be careful, because sometimes those things can leak, and I don't want you to blow up, stuff like that. But that's all she said about safety. And then after, she's all calm, kind of about that. And I said, well, actually, it's a mobile motorhome, but it's a bus that's being converted into a motorhome. She's like, oh, who cares? And then when I went home for Christmas, it was like everybody was like, it was kind of like the celebrity, the people in the blue bus. You know, people say, how do you send him letters? Blue bus on corner of, 400 North or whatever. How do you send it? And so, I haven't heard any flack about it at all. My brother just kind of indifferent about it.
What about other problems you've had with living in a bus? As far as BYU or the police department or other people are concerned?
Just like I said, one day we came home. I don't know. We were just naive in this whole situation. We thought, we'll get a bus and we'll live in it. No problem. We'll stay out people's way and we'll be able to work it out. Maybe we can get someone to run a plug into, stuff like that. We're totally naive in what we're doing. And one day, after we were parked in this place for a couple weeks, we found this 72-hour notice thing on our bus. And I was like, oh, we can only stay there for 72 hours, huh? Okay. And so that same day, we got another one from a different officer that said they were going to tow it. Or the first one didn't have a tow date on it. The second one said they were going to tow it March 1st. So we were going to move it like the night of February 28th or 27th, but like I was asleep when they came home. So we were going to move it the night of February 28th. Only that day, I ran into some guy on campus who says, "Hey, Noel, you must be towed." I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm afraid that, something like that. But I was like, it was a pain to get everything. And they were, like, the police had just been they think we're a bunch of terrible people or something like that, trying to avoid the system. And that's all we heard when we went down there, because we didn't think we should be towed on February 28th when it said March 1st. And so we went to talk to them about it, and they impounded it and everything, so it was left.
What was the reasoning behind not letting you live in a bus? What are some of the problems? Why is it illegal to live in a bus?
I don't know. Talk to the lady across the street. No, really, we didn't know. We're like, they just kept saying, you're causing a lot of problems, a lot of hassle, a lot of people complaining. Why don't you just guys get an apartment? And we're like, listen, the only thing we're trying to figure out is why we're towed a day early. And they're like, well, trying to avoid the system, you got caught. We can't, what can we say? And so it was kind of...
So the system doesn't include living in a bus?
Well, I don't know. We didn't know anything. And we're like, and they were just tired of us. They said, this even came up at city council meeting. The city council commissioner says, get that dumb blue bus off the streets. They're trying to figure out everything. And we didn't know we were doing all this. We were just trying to stay alive and sleep well and, be normal. But then they said, well, you're not going to get the money. You don't have a case. You're not going to get the money back from getting your bus out of impound. The city shouldn't have to pay for it. And they said besides, this was the biggest thing. They said, besides, there were 4 tow notifications put on your bus, and we only received 2 on the same day. And they said we had like 2 or 3 weeks before. And I don't know. We went. Finally, they said, go see this lady. She says that you got that. And we went and talked to her, and she was kind of upset at first. And then when she figured out what we were and what we were doing, that and what had happened to us, it was totally naive what we had gotten into. She was like, well, let's try to figure something out for you. Do you have a place to stay for a couple days? And then she worked out. She said, you can't stay in the bus because you're liable. As long as you live on the streets, then we're liable for you. And if something happens to you or to the bus, then the city can never pay the bill for what happened.
Why do you think they're so worried about you living in a bus when there are so many homeless people on the streets today? Why don't they go and kick the homeless people out of Pioneer Park down on Center Street in Provo?
Good question. I don't know. Probably because this is a high-risk vehicle or something like that. But as far as I'm concerned, if there was a gas leak, there's plenty of ventilation through the cracks in the walls. And, but I don't know. They're just, one thing is an eyesore, and to some people, we were going to paint BYU Cougars on the side just to please everybody. Or we're going to put BYU Traffic Office on there so people would come by and, you know, we could park anywhere and they wouldn't be able to do anything. We're going to paint a little cougar, you know, coming down and eat the little U after the BYU. But I don't know why. I never thought of that. But I think the biggest thing is that it's a high risk that it could blow up and ruin us, and my parents would sue the city of Provo, and if it hurt anyone else, then they'd have to do that too. That was her biggest thing, was that the city was liable for us if we were, something happened to us.
What's your fiance think about it?
I ask her periodically, and she just says she doesn't like it. And I said, really? You know, I didn't know. And so I just basically all I do is sleep here though, and eat sometimes, and eat breakfast, dinner, and ice cream. Got a real good freezer our milk. You saw that part. And so, you know.
Would you like to live with you here?
No, because that wouldn't be good. Because, one, girls and stuff are used to electricity and running water that's perfect, and the flushing toilet. I mean, we got those bits. It just runs on battery and it's not. It's kind of falls apart sometimes. But she says she doesn't really like it. She mentioned that. I asked her last night. I said, "Well, what do you think of it?" She says, "Well, I don't like it." I said, "Why?" She says, "Because I mean, you might blow up or something." But I'm glad to know she cares about me.
What about what's in the future for the bus?
Good question. What our deal here was to find a place to stash the bus until we could find a permanent place for it. And Alex's girlfriend, Jill, she's got some grandparents who live out somewhere in farmland or something like that. But we thought, well, we should try to sell it, and so we get some money back from, you know, whatever. So we wouldn't have to deal with it. And then we came to the realization that probably no one in the right mind would probably buy it. So we thought, Alex thought, well, let's just keep it. It'd be awesome. We'll go camping in it, you know, when we get back from our missions and stuff like that. And so we were going to stash it out there for 2 years. They don't know this yet. Excuse me. And so the lady across the street is the lady down at the city who helped us. And she said, I've got this friend who lives across the street. He's got a big, deep backyard, and you can store it there until you can find a place to put it. And so she was going to look for a place, like, for me to be a night watchman so they get proper hookups so I wouldn't break the zoning laws. And so that I'd be a night watchman, I could get paid for it and just stay in the bus, and once in a while I'd go around the industrial place. But she checked 5, 6 places or whatever and couldn't find anything, so that seemed out of the question. So she said, I'll tell you what you can do. You can live in the bus for 30 days. You can't, she says you can live there, but it can't be longer than 30 days at a time. And so I said, okay, and that's where I'm at now. But the future, it kind of looks like if we can sell it, it would be good. So we can get part of our investment back. Plus, we wouldn't have to hassle about it. But like I read that letter to you, I don't know if you remember that. Maybe we'll just leave it on the street and let them take it and auction it to someone. That would be a good way of getting rid of it. But as far as it stands, we're kind of in limbo. I sent information to have Alex and Nick decide if we want to sell it, because a lot of their junk's still here. It's kind of got a few memories, you know, but knowing Nick and it, I kind of want to use it for a storage unit, you know. It'd be great, stash all the stuff in there. But, you know, the thing is finding a place to bargain.
How was the experience? Did you like living in it?
Yeah, it's awesome. And, you know, the thing is, you just kind of wake up in the morning and you look down the road, down the sink, and you see the kitchen there, and you see the bus, you see Jesus above the mirror, and you see left ABC bus driver on the steering wheel, and you just go, I'm so glad I live here. And,
How do you support yourself in school?
I worked last summer for a sales company, earned some dineros, and plus some investments my grandfather made in my behalf or something like that a long time ago that kind of did for this semester. And 'cause I didn't have told, yeah. And then this next year I got a scholarship, so that'll be good.
Are you graduating next year?
No.
How long?
2.5 years. Well, hopefully, but I'll have 2 degrees by then. One in medical technology, microbiology, and the other in nutritional sciences. Kind of ironic, isn't it?
What about, we have to talk about these separately because of editing purposes. What about Winchell's? When you lived in our driveway, you went there a lot. And what do you think about going over there?
First I thought it was kind of a cool deal because, you know, if I was late for school and I didn't have anything to eat and I was starved, we didn't have anything at home, then that was just on the way to the Smith Fieldhouse where I'd get lunch, where I'd get shower. And so I would just ride there, and you know, donuts were perfectly good and stuff, so I just would look in there and grab a few out and munch on them. But every time I did it, I swore I was never going to do it again because I was so sick after I got done. It just felt really sugared out, but I know sometimes I could pound like a dozen donuts, and that's pretty incredible. And I think it's kind of ruined some of my sense of hunger at times. But now, you know, I don't really go there anymore just because I try to make a promise that I would eat better. And right now, I mean, considering nutritional sciences is one of my majors. I just grab a can of soup or something like that and take that to school and open up my nifty can opener on my Swiss Army knife and eat that, heat it up in the microwave or something.
What about Little Caesars?
That's kind of the same thing, but it doesn't make you as sick as the other stuff does. Really solid, the sugar really roasted you out. And so my brother's been kind of a good sport about it. Sometimes I'll go over and find 4 or 5 pizzas in the Caesars thing, just perfect pizzas. They just never got picked up. They're still wrapped up in the paper and everything. I just would drop some by my brother's and he would eat them.
Now tell me about the shower situation in the bus.
In our bus.
Where do you go to take a shower?
Take
and
a
why?
Shower. When we first got the bus, our one big concern was, well, what are we going to do to bathe? How are we going to do that? Okay, and so we thought, well, the old man that we bought it from, Gene Jackman. Gene Jackman, he's kind of shaking, you know. he wasn't really that old, but he had some kind of, I don't know, maybe drink too much coffee. But he gave us a bathtub, and that was it, just a plastic or bathtub. It was like really small that we figured, okay, well, so we rigged out some plumbing. We got little faucets and glued it in, and we made a little bathroom thing and caulked it all in. And we put a drain down so the water wouldn't stay in there. And we were like, oh yeah, we gotta get the shower, we gotta get the bathtub in, we gotta get the shower in. And so we did that, and then we just started going to shower at the Smith Field House. I got a locker there, and so it's not too bad a deal. You $4 for all your hot water a semester, and clean socks every day, and clean towel. But sometimes I wonder about some of the guys that work there, what they think I do. I go there every day, and all I get's socks and a towel. So sometimes I gotta, like, when I dry myself off, take my shirt, and I like rub the water off me so it looks like I sweat on it, so I can take it up there so it can get worked out or something like that. People run into you and say, hey, how's it going, Noel? What are you doing here? And I said, what are you doing? Weightlifting or running or playing racquetball? I said, just taking a shower. Oh, well, okay. And so that's kind of the shower situation. And I'm kind of used to it. It's kind of a habit now. But it's nothing like taking a shower with 20 other naked guys. Just kidding. Please excuse me. You have to get used to it sometimes. All right.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years. 2.5. I graduate. 2 years will be in the Peace Corps. Serving probably Africa with medical technology and nutrition. And then the 5th year, we'd come back, and I'd either start med school or work as med tech for a while until I could get back in the swing of life. Med tech, medical technician is the guy who samples your blood and tests it and everything. Tells you what kind of diseases you got and stuff like that.
What are the type of things you do for fun when you're not going to school?
Hang out with Heather. Yeah, I used to be in a band with George and Jack Pinkney called Overboard. Play the harmonica with them. That's kind of been fun, or it was last year. And nowadays I still kind of tune on it. But let's see what else. I like to go camping and stuff. And I really like to fish, but I haven't been forever.
What do you like most about that?
Everything. No. How pure she is. Just like you look at her and just see angel written all over her face. She'll say, "Oh gosh, no, sure, nuh-uh." So, but it's true. I mean, I don't know. I feel terrible for her. But she always feels that way towards me. So I guess we're a good couple.
You getting married in June?
July.
Which temple?
Mesa.
Well, is there any other stories about the bus you have? Any funny stories?
We took it up to General Conference last conference session. took it up there, and that was kind of it was like the second or third week we had it, and this was our big trip so far. We went up there and parked right outside the gate for a conference, and had our dog with us, Q. The dog was named Q, like just Q, not Q. And had our dog tied up there, and we just stepped out of everybody gets up at 3 in the morning and then drives up there and stands in line. So we just got up at 5:30 or something like that, stepped out and got in line. Then we went inside. Still, I was too tired. I fell asleep during conference, but oh well. Everybody would stop by and pet the dog and everything. I don't like that one. Oh well, strike 3. Sanford son.
now start singing those songs. Like, that one song, I got a budget.
That's I was thinking of that when I was playing this one. Oh, every time I sit down on the pot, I realize just what I've got. Can't even sit down on the chair, 'cause of this pain I cannot even bear. But if I do, I just sit and squirm, 'cause of that infection caused by a germ. Got a buttons it. Got a buttons it. Makes me fret and frown every time I sit down. But oh, it will not burst. But it's all the very worst. Oh, that thing just begins to swell. Excruciating pain that hurts like hell. But oh, that thing, it will never pop. But its pain will never stop. God, but it. God, but it. Makes me fret and frown every time I sit down. But oh, it will not burst. But it's all the very worst. Got a budget. Got a budget. B-U-T-T-Z-I-T. Budgets, they are not for me.
We'll make it up. What do you think about mandatory drug testing? Or the ecclesiastical endorsement? Or
Oh man, they're gonna have mandatory drug testing?
yeah,
I did not know this.
pretty soon they're gonna.
Oh, I don't. It's no problem to me.
Me either. What about make up a song about BYU housing?
I don't know.
Why they don't let you live in the bus?
Well, they do. That's the thing.
What about Greenpeace or something like that?
Oh, let's see. Oh, I know what I can talk about. Ah! I get a letter from the big blue BYU. They say, this is what we want to tell you. Hey, say, buddy, we think you're pretty cool. You can come on over to our big school. But hey, if we talk about money, you ain't mine. pretty smart. But your scholarship we can't afford. You see, we've got a little more things on our mind, man. Like, we gotta buy some new trash cans. See, we don't have much for, extracurricular. No, wait, they do. That's the problem. They've got too much. Have you seen those posters? Great big huge posters. You know how much those things cost to make? And they don't have money to produce a few more scholarships. That sounds really silly. Or even, maybe to build a new building so maybe 2 more people can come here that couldn't before. I don't know what to rhyme. I can't make any rhyme. I ran out of time. You can't wear socks without your shoes. That's what they call the BYU Blues. I don't care. I prefer to wear socks with my shoes. Let's talk about the Cougars for a minute. Have you ever gone to buy a taco salad, man? Have you ever eaten all that you can, but you leave the shell? For Noel? Yeah! That's right, you know how many people go and they eat their taco salads, but all they eat is the stuff on the outside and they don't eat the carbohydrate that's around it? That's a waste of food, man. I think what they should do is offer taco salads either in a paper, no, not in a paper bowl, because that goes in the landfill. They should do in a glass bowl so they can wash it. And offer those who want to eat the shell, they can get it by the shell so they don't have to throw it away. Now that was kind of silly.
Test. Yeah, it's on. Yep.
Yeah,
I got the hole.
the what?
The right hole. That's a nifty trick you taught me. I think I just undid it.
Oh well.
What did you guys do last night?
What did we do? I went to general conference, priesthood session, and then I went to the library to do a paper, and she went out and partied.
Well, you weren't here.
Yeah, I had to finish another paper for dreaded English 316 class on zinc deficiency on T lymphocyte subsets. Is it selective or general? I had to critique that report. And so that's what I did. This is going
You've done it
slow.
about 3 times.
Really? Okay, I go there. And I go there. I'm practicing my sitting up straight exercises lately. Aha, I did it right this time, I hope. Yes. How far do I go? All the way? Yeah, pretty
You
much.
have to move the thing up.
Should I go back around and do this whole thing, or should I go up and do this white part? I might as well go in a straight line while I have a chance. Strike 2. Okay, one more time.
Just take this off in the middle.
Okay. You make yourself some nifty earrings with that. How far over?
You have to get that, keep that in there. Looks like that.
Tighten the screw. Ha ha. Fast now, huh? Like playing eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Bell bottoms. No, it's his leg going over there.
No, this one's going over. And see, they would get wider down there.
Just because his foot's covering it up.
You'll see when I finish it.
Trough me as a result of
Hey,
what?
hey.
No. No. Well, you don't want anyone to know.
Uh-uh. Here, watch.
You're picking up a lot of like outside noise, like cars and stuff. I'm not sure if you know stop.
Huh? Okay. I'm your dentist.
I don't have a shotgun though.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Wait, I have the longer one again. I broke it.
Get a strong piece of bread.
Oh, yeah. See?
My teeth are incisors. I certainly hope so.
I meant that to be that way. You know that, don't you?
A little brick.
Oh, well.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I have a stick on the door.
No.
Keep it down. Oh, no. Yeah, get ready to clean them. Oh, that's funny. Huh? Oh, there's not really.
I'm waiting for that sucker thing going. To suck out that weird tasting thing. Like that.
You hold that for a minute.
Hey,
Hey,
came out.
lucky. Open wide, hurry up, I gotta stick it in there. Sorry. That slipped, sorry. No. Kind of slipped. Noel, open. No, you got it out. You big baby. Darn it. Let's see how many I can get in there.
Instead of green peas, you call me green teeth.
Here's a perfect one for the bottom.
Yeah.
Saw some guy walking a dog a while ago around here.
Walking a dog?
Right about that same spot again.
I thought that was you. No, just kidding. Ow.
What? Oh well.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Open your mouth.
I don't have food. You got the food.
Ready to answer the question?
Yeah.
Only got 2 or 3. You can't answer yes or no.
Yes.
Aww.
No.
Yes. No.
Hey, maybe.
Maybe.
I suppose so.
Okay. First one. Maybe I'll go use that. When you get married?
July 27th, 1990.
Where at?
Mesa, Arizona, Temple. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mesa, Arizona. USA. North America.
Tell me about children.
Children, they're little things that have
After
2
you get
legs,
married.
2 arms. Like
After
what?
you get married. How long?
After we're married,
How
they still do
many?
the same kind of things, don't they? Oh, when are we gonna have our children? We haven't had our family planning session.
Yeah, remember that?
Well, not our official one. We sort of had a little one, didn't we?
I don't know.
You remember in the class?
Oh, yeah.
This guy made us plan out when we were gonna buy our car and when we're gonna buy a boat. If we wanted a boat, we don't want a boat. when we were gonna buy a house, when we were gonna, I don't know, when we were gonna go on a vacation across the world or something like that. We weren't gonna do that. And when we were gonna have kids, and so we kind of said, since we're going to the Peace Corps in a couple of years, they don't like dependents, or they don't accept people with dependents, especially for the remote areas. But as such, rumor has it that if we are in a situation or circumstance where we are near the city, or even in the city, a small city or hospital, that's probably where I'll be working anyway, then we maybe could start having children then. But are you in a hurry?
Don't ask me.
Okay.
I haven't thought about it yet.
We haven't thought about it yet.
Ask Whitfield individually what you guys need to do. She said you guys need to bring your boring life. Read books,
That's not boring.
fix dinner.
It's not boring.
No, did she say we lead a boring life? Or you said that we had a boring life because all we did was sit around, read books, and cross
No.
streets? Oh.
She said that, well, that's not all we do.
What
What other
boring
types of stuff do you said that?
We go to the store. No, we do crazy things. We do different things. Like, I don't know, I make her silly stuff and send it to her, or write silly notes or something. Or we used to last semester we used to have this building appreciation class. And that's where we would go into each of the buildings on campus once every Friday night. We'd go in a different building and then we'd learn something new about the building and inside the building, and then we'd go in the library to try to find something about the person that was named after. But that kind of lost vigor this new semester. We didn't have a teacher for that class.
What do you think of her parents?
They're very nice. No, yeah, her mom is a really good mom. She's nice with my mom, and sensitive and everything. And her dad is strong and quiet, and I'm scared of it. Just last night I was thinking of when I was telling somebody when I had to ask her dad if I could marry him, or marry him.
Oh.
No, if I could marry her. And now it's like, oh yeah, I was kind of scared, but then it was really scary because he's really quiet and he's really big and but he's nice. I mean, he even gave me a hug when I hugged him. So.
What do you think of Noel's parents?
They're nice. They're funny. That's where you get it.
What do they like?
What are they like? His dad's crazy. I don't know, his dad's just like Noel, I think.
What's my mom?
And his mom, you do your talk. You do your mom talk for him. She's cute.
My mom is the epitome of motherhood.
Oh, she'll get all like this and just want to see how. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. We're mumbling. Murmuring. I'm mumbling. Yeah, I watched a video of me a couple weeks ago, and it looked like I was a monkey, they sitting around and eating something like that. I just kind of look like that all the time. So this time we're going to try to sit up straight. Video Awareness Club, I think they should have.
You told me about was with Santa Claus. And I was talking about that dinner
Uh-huh.
you guys had. What about, do you think of any other stories? Well, now that she's here.
The tin sweater one.
Oh. Heather really likes sweaters, and Nick and Alex, my old roommates, they had like tons of sweaters because they got them from their sisters and stuff. And so one time, I think it was 10 or was it like 12?
It was probably 12.
I put on,
3 times 6 maybe.
yeah, I put on 12 sweaters one night, and because it was just a little bit chilly, but because we were gonna walk down to the Baskin Robbins get some ice cream, and we didn't want to walk down there and be cold and they eat ice cream, so I thought we'd just wear a couple sweaters. So I put sweater after sweater after sweater after sweater, and I had I think 12 of them on. I looked like Fat Albert. It was pretty funny. And when I was running up from your house, Eric, that ramp that goes up with the yellow stripe down it, this policeman saw me and drove up that ramp because I was running because I wanted to see how hot I could get. He didn't know, and so he thought I was running away from somebody attacking me or something. And so he drove up there really fast and was concerned, asking if I was okay. And I assured him I was, and he kind of looked at me, "Are you sure?" Because it was like this little pinhead and this great big fat person. It looked like real fat. But anyway, then we each put on 6 sweaters and went down there. Ate ice cream. What else? Oh, there was one time that Heather, she didn't wear sweaters, but she wore something else.
What are you talking about?
A green shirt.
What green shirt?
And balloons.
No way! No. Noel, if you do, I will hurt you.
Okay. You heard that. You go ahead. glad you showed your face at me.
What, baby?
What face?
I'm fine.
You won't fall. You might slip.
Wow. Feeling different.
You gotta get in sync.
Hmm?
Gotta get in sync here.